In this video, I'm going to share with you how big a backpack do you need for big mountaineering? It's a real good question. Do you just need a tiny little backpack or do you need something serious? This question comes from viewer and hopefully subscriber Lee Rideruff. I like that name, that's cool. Great video, tons of good information. What size volume of pack are you using to house all that gear? Well, Lee Rideruff, let me tell you here. So this backpack right here, the Speed 40, that is a totally inadequate backpack for hauling that sort of gear. That is a Summit Push pack, that is a 40-liter pack. Totally works well for, hey, I'm at base or at the high camp, I'm ready to run for the summit. A 40-liter pack, totally adequate to get your water, your extra puffy, some safety gear in there. But if you need something more serious, you've got to put your big sleeping bag in there. You know, you got to squash that thing down, ain't gonna cut it. My Gregory G pack here, much bigger, great for summer. No way that's gonna cut it either for big mountaineering. And the problem is, you've got to haul a lot of junk, and that's just the way it is. Hang on, I'll go through some critical points. The next size up is I've got my Arc'teryx Ultra 75. Even though this is a 75-liter pack and it is quite sizable, I found it was not big enough for all the gear I needed to haul. Step in my Mega Pack by Gregory. Yes, I love my Gregory pack. The grip stuff on here, I've had this for like 30 years. Yeah, I'm getting a little old here. This grip stuff is super, super perfect for that. This is before they actually measured in liters, but this is a roughly a 90 to 110 liter backpack. I mean, this thing is huge. It's literally as tall as my torso. I could probably fit in there if I really worked on it. And I've used it so much I actually damaged it recently. Oops. So this is the ultimate backpack. So for big mountaineering, what you're going to discover is that you're going to need at least a 75-liter pack. This pack right here, which is what I use for my training, is totally adequate, but I prefer a little bit bigger backpack. That way I can jam more stuff in there. I've got room, I don't have to crush everything and spend a lot of energy. So you really want to start looking at the 75 to 80 liter pack range. That's a great place to start. Now, there are smaller Gregory packs. I'm looking at the Denali 75, the Boltero 75, and for ladies, the Diva 70. Those are very popular backpacks on Denali because it's expected that you are going to haul a sled behind you, putting 60 to 80 pounds in your sled, and then the 40 pounds on your back, and then hauling that thing up the mountain. Getting all of your gear into one backpack in one single shot, first it'll be a death march because it's just way too much weight. A lot of times guided trips, they start with way over 120 pounds, more like 150 to 180 pounds. I don't know what the heck they're hauling. The last time I was on Denali, I was flying with K2. They weighed in my gear and everything. I came in at 120 pounds, which would be, how many kilos would that be? Probably 30, 35 kilos. Whatever it is, maybe 50 kilos. Anyway, you could do the calculation. But that's where you really come in at. So having that big backpack, just because it's big doesn't mean you can't squish it down, because this ends up being my Summit pack as well. So for Denali and other big mountains, you just want to have a big pack because you're going to be hauling a lot of gear. If you go with a guided company, I've seen people where they've actually had to haul 80 pounds up the head wall from 14,000 to 16,500 and on to 17,000. So imagine what kind of pack you're going to need to haul 80 pounds, because they'll literally load your pack and then they're going to tie a fuel can, a full gallon of fuel, 8 pounds, onto the side of your backpack. It kind of sucks, just saying. But you really want to consider something larger like the Boltero 95 or 85, the Boltero 95. For ladies, the Diva 80. Or if you need to go the Mega, the Denali 100. That's what I would use, because for the little bit of extra weight, I'm not having to jam stuff in and cram it and everything's overloaded. When I'm dealing with a big old mountain like that, that is my personal preference, the best way to go, because also I can actually carry a small pack like my Speed pack inside of my gear, knowing that Yes, it is insane to carry 2 backpacks, but I've actually done that quite a bit, where I've got my mega backpack here, and then I go with my lighter JanSport or something for my summit push, or something like that. There are some expeditions that actually do a 2 tent option, where you take your first tent up to 14,000. You use that as your advanced base camp. I know it's not base camp, but you'll get past that. You use that as your base camp and leave your tent there, and then use another tent to haul it up to 17,000 feet, and that can make a huge difference. I climbed with some Polish climbers who did that on Denali. That was totally cool. I mean, their tent was small. I mean, they were 2 dudes. I mean, they're pretty stocky, literally jammed next to each other in the sleeping bags in their tent, but they had a great time, and they had big backpacks because they had to haul that additional tent and everything up there. But one of the big advantages to a 2 tent expedition, interesting technique on logistics, is when they were done with the tent up at 17,000 feet, they summited, got in their tent, rested an hour, jammed their tent back, shoom, came back to 14,000 feet. Their tent was already set up. They jumped in it, and they did the sleepy. So there's something to be considered about getting the mega pack, because if your pack is too small and it is inadequate and you cannot put enough gear in there, what are you going to do? I mean, that really sucks. You're going to start lashing things to the outside of your backpack. They're going to be swinging around. You're going to be in fixed lines or whatever. It's totally terrible. I don't recommend that at all. Get the bigger pack. You're going to use that for your entire life. Also, be aware that the front zipper style on some backpacks might blow out. Some people use compression straps. I prefer the old tube design, straight down, maybe with a bottom hatch, because if that zipper fails and you're way up wherever, what are you going to do? That's going to stink. So hopefully those are some considerations for you couch potato and viewers about how big a backpack you need. My name is Aaron Linsdale. I'm a polar explorer and professional adventurer. Please check out links in the description to my books, Antarctic Tears, Lost at Winnie Corner, Adventure Expedition 1, How to Keep Your Feet Warm in the Cold, The Jackson Hole Hiking Guide, The Most Crucial Knots to Know, and my 2024 Total Eclipse Guide series, as well as my shows Antarctic Tears and World Beyond. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can get more info like this.